Welcome back to the Dragon's Lair, everybody. My name is Wade, and this is my show Let's Talk, where we talk about Warhammer 40k, specifically Tyranids. For a very long time now, we've been doing a list. It's on a big playlist called Let's Talk Tyranids here on my channel. It's going to be carrying on for quite some time because I'm going to do everything in the Codex, whether I like it, whether I don't like it, whether I use it, whether I think it's unusable. That's Go ahead and check out the playlist. By the time I'm done, I'm going to have everything in the Codex in there. And I know by this time in 2024, the Codex has been out for a while. Of course, there's been some points up and some points down. But I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you what I use. So let's talk about the Psychophage. The Psychophage is a brand new model, with Leviathan. It came out. I've got two of them because I got the Tyranid halves of two Leviathan boxes. Been a Tyranid player for like 20 years. We've seen a lot of ups and downs. In the end, I'm going to say no to the Psychophage. I want to say yes. I'm a monster player. I love monsters. What it boils down to is there are monsters with better abilities. And even though right now, in June of 2024, they just made Psychophages cheaper, I still can't. I can't justify it. If I'm going to play like a 4,000 point game and I got to bring everything I own, yeah, you're going to see my Psychophages. And I do even see a couple of places where they are maybes or where they are useful. But I'm going to vote no. So anyways, I do make all these videos from the perspective of Invasion Fleet. But keep in mind, see down here at the bottom where it says Harvester in the keywords, that means they are good at being in an assimilation swarm because they have the harvester keyword. So assimilation swarm is where the harvesters shine. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about it. Movement 8, that's actually pretty good because he's a monster. So keep in mind his base is the big oval base. And when he moves 8, he actually covers quite a lot of ground because of the size of his base. So keep that in mind. Top 9. Not good enough. Sorry, Billy Go Gruff. You're going to get melted. If you're just playing the Leviathan box, you've been melted by the Ballistus Dreadnought plenty of times. And if you haven't been melted by the Ballistus Dreadnought, you've been beat to death by those Terminators. So, Top 9 just doesn't cut it. At the end of 9th edition, it was pretty good. Now, it's pretty trash. So anyways, 3+ save. It's about the best you can expect because, 2+ is about the best it can get. He's a monster. So whether you believe that makes him harder or easier to get cover, you might be able to get some cover, maybe. It's rough all around. 10 wounds. That's one of the things that's going to keep him alive. One of the things that's going to keep him alive. Leadership 8, so, he's going to need synapse to be super useful. And objective control 3, what I think he would be useful for with objective control, what I think the Psychophage would be useful for is synergy. Okay? So he's not the guy who's going to run up to a squad, a 10-man squad, or even, a 5-man squad. He's not going to run up to a 10-man squad and shred it. He's just not going to do it. And then if it's Terminators or something like that, he's not going to live. They're going to murder him back. Okay? And he's not going to take many of them with him. However, if you have him with like a 20-mana gaunts, or you have him next to another monster, if you add him to an objective, so something plus Psychophage, the synergy of those two things together is better. Okay, so we'll get into that in a minute. It's all in the special abilities. So the Torrent ignores cover, which is okay. Usually Torrent's pretty good. 12 inches, not bad. The problem here is D6. It's super swingy. You're going to get that 1, and then you're just going to be sad at your life. Strength 6, which is not bad, which means you're hurting Marines on a 3. The only problem is it's AP 1. Now, AP 1 is okay, but you really need to be at AP2 or better to really be hurting stuff. So he's gonna put wounds on things, but then look at the damage, it's only 1. So even if you rolled the 4, 5, or 6, and then you did statistically good on wounding, you might kill 1 Marine or just damage 1. And that's not good enough, Billy Goat Gruff. Sorry. He's supposed to shine in the melee weapons, and there's some back and forth on that, so let's get into it. D6 plus 1 attacks. It's so swingy. 3 plus to hit, not bad. Once again, strength 6, so wounding Marines on 3s. AP 1, not great. The damage here is where you're going to probably kill 2 Marines on average. And just regular Marines. We're not talking about anything super great. Okay, so, nah. Now keep in mind, Anti-Psyker 4, but the 4 plus is the problem. Rolling a 4 plus is not good enough. The Devastating Wounds, on the other hand, that might save you. That might get something there. So when you roll a 6 on Devastating Wounds, they're basically feel no pain is the only thing that will save you. There's no saves. But that's rolling 6s. It's only D6 plus 1 attack. It's not good enough. It's not consistent enough. It's not 3 plus a D3 or 3 plus a D6. You could get that 1 and then you have only 2 attacks. It's not good enough when there are other options out there. I would even argue the Screamer Killer is better, and still the Screamer Killer can't get into melee combat because he gets melted. So, okay. Deadly Demise 1, keep that in mind. Feel No Pain 5 plus. Now that's going to keep him alive a little bit. Alright. Synapse, when you see Synapse up in the faction zone, that means he benefits from Synapse. This is kind of where his abilities start to give back now. Biostimulus, while friendly turned units within 6 inches of this model have Feel No Pain 6. That might be good if you slap him with 2 20-mans of Hormogaunts. That might be good. You're going to save Gaunts that way. And then if you're pumping, using strats to pump him back up, that might be good. Feeding Frenzy, this, is kind of a little bit of his redeeming value. Each time this model makes a melee attack that targets a unit that is below starting strength, add 1 to the hit roll. Okay, so that means his attacks are at a 2 plus. That's pretty good. I mean, that's very good. 2 plus is very good. And then add 1... Sorry, if the target is also below half strength, add 1 to the wound roll as well. So that's redeeming. But once again, you got to remember, you got to go back to the beginning of the equation. The beginning of the equation starts with a D6 roll. And if that D6 roll is crap, then everything going forward, the number of hits is going to be small, the number of wounds is going to be smaller, and then they're going to save some, and then you have no kills. So the problem I have with the Psychophage primarily is its number of attacks. And I just don't think that the Devastating Wounds in the Anti-Psyker 4 is enough to shine through that. That's my biggest problem. If he had more attacks, like if he had 12 attacks, standard. Screamer Killer's got 10. If he had 8 attacks, standard. That would really make a big difference. But because it's so swingy, and it's so small... That's the problem. That's really the problem here. Going through... There's no options with him, so you can't do anything different with him. Going through invasion fleet stratagems, you can't even use rapid regen on him because he's already got the 5 plus Feel No Pain. Kind of the harvester trick to play with him is you put him on an objective, and it allows you to regenerate somebody else on the objective. Not for his price, not for his toughness and wound value, not for his toughness, wound, and damage output, because his damage output is just not great. That's kind of where it falls with me. That's kind of the end-all be-all with that. He, like I said, the usefulness is he could probably keep another squad alive longer. And he can probably kind of stay alive a little bit longer with his okay toughness, his 10 wounds, and his Feel No Pain. So I don't think he's super tough, but he's not squishy. I don't know. I don't like him. I don't use him. And that's my final vote. Tell me what you think down in the comments. We here at the Dragon's Lair understand that you can spend your time anywhere, I want to say thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Life.